Of choice. And Automotive Art Cayman, your car, our passion. And by Dorman Day, celebrating 10 years of opening doors to brighter futures. Visit dormanday.ky.
And now, Radio Cayman presents The Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local environment. This is where we address the topics that matter. Here's your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning, Cayman. Happy Thursday and happy Friday Eve, as I like to refer to Thursday sometimes when I remember that it's Thursday. Welcome to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and I'm very excited to be having this conversation this morning. I know I teased a little bit of it on Tuesday, but ever since I heard some of this lady's story and led a panel discussion at the Business Expo last October, I knew I wanted to share the insights and inspiration from today's guest, who has built and scaled a global brand from right here in the Cayman Islands. When you hear what I have to say, you're going to wonder, how does she get done more than Beyonce does? And we know that we wonder how Beyonce can get all these things done in 24 hours, but my guest today, she beats Beyonce. She's a young Caymanian woman with a vision and a mission, who's also a wife and mother of 4 homeschooled children and a serial entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. She is a 2026 honoree of the Caribbean and African Women of Impact, the Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce's Entrepreneur of the Year for 2025, a National Heroes Day 2025 honoree, and recipient of many, many more awards in business and entrepreneurship over the years. I'm very happy to welcome Miss Melesia Adderley, the founder of Women's Haven, Island Grub, and Kingpin Apps. Her 2017 Cayman-born feminine care trademark brand, Women's Haven, is now sold in over 15 countries and more than 100 retail locations.
Yes.
From product development and manufacturing to distribution, trademarks, and scaling across multiple markets, her journey offers a real blueprint for what it takes to grow a business beyond borders. Yes. Today, we're diving into Melesia's story, her strategy, decisions, and systems behind the Women's Haven brand, and how she balances being an entrepreneur along with her roles as a mom of 4 homeschooled children, a wife, and a mentor.
Yes.
So good morning, Melesia.
Good morning, Kathy. What an introduction. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. And it's a pleasure to be here. And good morning, Cayman.
It's a pleasure to have you. I spent time on my introduction. I had to make it strong.
Thank you.
Great, but you're very deserving of it.
Thank you.
I, was doing some research over the past few days and looking at some other interviews and stuff you've done and your LinkedIn, and I'm blown away by what you have accomplished.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Where
I'm owning it now. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Where do you find the time for real? There's so much you do.
I am a very ambitious person, and a daughter who knows me will tell you, Melesia, she's a go-getter.
Oh, I love
I'm
that.
a very ambitious person, so that in itself is just ingrained in me to just always go and strive for your dreams.
Was that from childhood?
Yeah, above the sky is my limit, and that's how I've always lived my life. I mean, yes, there will be some hardships, but everyone wants to reach the mountaintop, but the true test is on the climb.
Do you think that was part of how you were raised?
Yes, I come from a very strict family, but, my parents raised me very well, governed, principled, respect, everything that you would need. No one's perfect, but, I am grateful for the principles and the godly principles that they've instilled in me that now go over into my ethics and the way that I choose to raise my family and live my life.
Okay, excellent. I love that. And I asked that. I was listening to a podcast this morning of a successful businesswoman who said from she was very young was trained to say just positive affirmations. And so she's never had negative self-talk.
Yes.
So that's why I wanted to know, what was the upbringing like in that?
I've always been my parents said I'm a go-getter and I'm afraid to take risk.
That's important. I love that. I love that for you. So we're going to start at the beginning.
Yes, let's go.
Now, I know a little bit. I know you've shared this story, but we've got to
Yes.
set the scene here.
Yes.
What drove you to starting Women's Haven?
All right, so Women's Haven started on our personal journey. And those who've heard my story would have known that I've always said that I used to experience very uncomfortable periods. Yes, it's a taboo topic, but not when I'm in the room. So here we go. And I used to feel it was just me. And I was like, that taboo topic nobody talks about. Nobody goes to anybody about anything, not even parents, not even friends, anyone, nothing. We just kept it to ourselves. So eventually, I came across the concept of organic pads in my adulthood while I was away in college and all that stuff and coming back. And I was like, organic pads? So why organic pads? So what are we using now? Is it not organic? Well, you have to slap organic on this one. What's really going on? And it had me thinking, because I always used to feel irritated during my period, and I thought it was just me. I'm a very clean person, was virgin, nothing like that, all that, So I know I eliminated a lot of other things out of my life, and it had to be with my period, because it only happened during my period. Anyway, the concept of organic pads went down the rabbit hole, like, this gotta be like a sales gimmick, like, slapping the word on.
The word organic,
yeah,
it doesn't have to be organic.
Right, like, this was like
product.
back in 2017, 2016, way back when. So I was like, they're just trying to do a sales thing. Anyway, whatever, I ignored it for about 6 months. Of course, I still feeling irritated, and I'm like, I hear about this random thing. Let me go check it out at least. Right, all right, I went to go purchase some. It got to Cayman, very expensive. I tried it on. Blew my mind, Kathy. I thought it was a placebo. I think I wanted this to work so bad that it actually feeling different, because I felt no irritation, no nothing. I'm like, how could it be like night and day? Anyway, continued using it. Absolutely. Continued. Same. Next month. I'm like, this is real. I started to carry little stashes with me now and be like, talk to other women. Again, it's a taboo. Nobody won't tell you that they itching or they feel uncomfortable in their periods. And anybody who'd be like, you got a pad? I would be like, yeah, I do. And give it to them, or just talk to our friend and be like, in case you feeling a little irritated, don't ask. Just like, in case you, just try this out. It's a new pad I have, organic. Then eventually women started to come back to me like, I want some more of that stuff. I was like, you want some more pads? I was like, it really working? It's not only me. So I started to bring them in and stuff like that. And I didn't think of a business at the time. I thought it was just a thing. I was just bringing it in. Here's customs. See how much I pay for it, blah, blah. Then eventually it just became more. Women started to talk to each other, like word of mouth. Then eventually I was like, okay, maybe this can become a little thing, maybe. Then eventually I got into a store selling another brand that I had at the time. I was like, all right, so this is a little business. And we got into like one country, another country, and I was selling a different brand at this time with, in countries. And I was like, all right. Then the customers started to say they wanted more pads per packaging and cheaper prices. I was like, hold on now. You had me up until this point. No, I don't own this brand. I cannot control anything that they do. I am just an authorized reseller for the Caribbean, because I had that agreement with the brand. Nevertheless, I reached out to them. And I said, would you consider collaborating with us to create a brand specifically for the Caribbean? Because the ladies were, explaining what they were saying. They basically looked at me like, I don't know who you are. Like, you're not in Forbes, you're not in CNN. I don't know who you are. Like, who is this random Caribbean girl look like me coming to these people and around their table trying to join them? They were like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, all right, no problem. It's all good. I never really thought I could do it anyway. Then eventually I said, let me go down this rabbit hole to find out how could I possibly maybe start my own brand. Went down that rabbit hole for a couple months to a year, found some manufacturers and stuff like that, and reached out to them, but the MOQs, which is minimum order quantities, were so high. Hundreds of thousands of pieces per size. And I was like, okay, I don't have that kind of money. I don't have no investors. It's just me. That can't work. They're like, well, I'm sorry. We can't really do business if you don't meet the MOQ. Fine, no problem. Continue doing what I was doing. I didn't give up, because like I never really thought, like, which Caribbean person, have a brand that's like that on that scale. So I never really thought it was possible. Anyway, still kept going, selling the other brand. I kept in touch with the manufacturer just to keep them knowing, like, this is what's going on. We're in this country. We're doing this. We're in this store. Then eventually one day I reached back out and they were like, we can probably work with you and we can go below the MOQ and try it out and see how it goes. It's history after that. Her story after that. I started the liners, which is this size here was our first size. And now we have 6 different sizes, over 20 different SKUs, products in our entire line. And
over 6 different sizes. That's pretty amazing.
Different sizes of sanitary napkins and a lot of other complementary products for your period. And here we are.
I love that. That's a That's a great story right there. Yes. When you found the manufacturer that you're working with, what was that process like? Because how do you even know how to begin the research?
I know it. I mean, when I stop and I look back at what I did, I was like, how did you figure that out, Melesia? Because I had no mentor, no coach. This is before ChatGPT days, so I not had no Google searches.
Was it? Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Dana in itself can't help you with manufacturing. So I give God all the thanks. He has guided me. He has ordained my steps to put me in the right places with the right manufacturers. Like when I look back at the manufacturer that we chose is based on the brands that we were carrying before. It's like slap that on target type, manufacturer that we have. Great relationship. It's a learning curve for those who don't have that mentor or somebody to guide them through that process. It is a learning curve. A lot of research needs to be done. Your own independent research needs to be done, because not only do I go through my manufacturer and their testing requirements, I also do my own independent testing requirements outside of my manufacturer, just to ensure that we're sticking within standards. And building that relationship, I feel, is the most important thing. It's not just about transactions. It's actually about building a relationship with your manufacturers that is really human. And I think that's what sets me apart, because we have a superb relationship. Anybody who tries to go even and try to step on a toe, they'll be like, hey, Melesia, go check her in the Cayman Islands, okay? We can't help you, that kind of way. So You have to build that good relationship.
Well, your toes were stepped on, and maybe I'm jumping ahead a little tiny bit right here, but your toes were very much stepped on when you were starting out.
Yes.
So I don't know the year, so you'll give us that. But you had complete brand infringement. Somebody in Cayman copied your entire brand, word for word, and put it on the shelves.
In the back here, my mission statement, my objectives, and put it on the shelves.
Which is insane to me.
Let me tell you. That was many years ago, and I'm happy to talk about it now.
Yeah, we got to unpack that. Yeah, that's a big part of
something I haven't really spoken in depth about, because it really touched me in a way where, like, when you start something in a small country, you don't everybody know that you doing this. Why would you
be a crab in a bucket?
Like, this came on, this the Caribbean, it's small, we gonna know who you are. And hiding behind companies or anything that is not going to save you, but unfortunately, yes, that did occur. A brand did copyright my intellectual property and had products on the shelf. And when I discovered it the day I was actually doing a delivery and unpacking, like, to see them sitting on the shelf, I was like, what is this? Anyway, I reached out to the store and spoke to the owner. Very, very nice. And they're accommodating. They took them off the shelves by the end of that day and instructed the brand to redo their packaging. I also had to file a cease and desist with my lawyers to them by a registered mail. And it was just very unfortunate. They did come back and apologize and whatever not, but nevertheless, that's not how you do business at all. And it's something that I've always remembered, and it really disappointing sometimes when it's people in places that are doing things that they should not be doing when they know they shouldn't be doing it.
An apology is an admission of guilt.
I know.
Yes. So they knew exactly what they were doing.
Yes, they knew exactly what they were doing. And sometimes using position of power is, things that people do, or you're in places where you can do certain things and you feel you could get away with it, but not with someone's intellectual property, no matter how big you really are.
So you had to get your legal team involved.
Yes.
And what were your steps from there?
I filed a cease and desist. They contacted the individual via registered mail, and they responded via legal response. Again, I said apologizing via their lawyer, and they pulled the stuff off the shelf and had to redo all their packaging and stuff. But it affected them in the long run.
Did you then get everything trademarked, or did you have stuff trademarked
I had
already?
Cayman in the works at that time. That was my first one, and it just happened to be at the same, like, within that same period, because I didn't actually submit it yet. I was in filing process, so it was submitted at the time. But once you've submitted your trademarks and all that kind of stuff, you're even if it's going through the registration process, you're still okay for a certain extent. But yeah, no, I'm trademarked all over the Caribbean and more.
What was the trademark process like?
Oh, it is a lot of work. There's a lot of legal work. You really can't do a lot of it yourself. You have to go through a lawyer. In some countries, it's very tedious, very, very long wait times. In some countries, I'm waiting years in many countries across the region.
Okay.
But the thing I find with entrepreneurs in the Caribbean is that they don't really take much notice or think the importance of trademarks until something happens to them.
Tell us why. I mean, I know a little from your story here, but even for me, I have a small boutique business and I haven't trademarked things.
If you expect to have something long term, is this your baby? You put your all into it, and you know you're going to have it long term. It's very important to trademark, whether it's your logo or your name, because some people's names can't be trademarked because it can't be explicit, like saying like you're a marketing company trying to trademark in marketing. It can't be obvious. It has to be like a non-obvious name. But at least your logo or something, I feel that it's very important to do so because you just never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. There's a bit of a similar story as well to yours with another business I know in Cayman, not selling physical products, but an online service.
Yes.
And it was
Yes.
pretty amazing. The infringement that does happen.
Yes, it can happen. Just don't think you're immutable to it. Like it can happen, and don't make it happen with you being unprepared, because chasing after the fact is a lot harder than protecting yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
While you're going.
That's true. Prevention is better than cure.
Yes,
right?
guaranteed.
We got to take our first commercial break right now.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Julene Banks, née DaCosta, took her church and community very seriously. She gave of herself unselfishly, particularly to help elderly people, youth, and the oppressed. She was an elder of her church for many years, a long-time Sunday school teacher, and former youth group leader. She was the founder of Christian Nurture for young people. She also chaired her church's finance committee, also served as deputy chairperson of the National Trust, as well as a member of the West Bay District Committee. Julene also served on the steering committee for Caribbean Haven and on the National Strategic Plan for Drug Abuse, Prevention and Rehabilitation, as well as the National Committee Against Domestic Abuse. She and her husband, Loxley Banks, had one daughter, deceased, one foster daughter, and 8 godchildren.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Saturday, April 18th, will be the gathering of the future. The gathering of budding scientists, budding botanists, budding engineers, budding medical specialists, marine biologists, systems architects, and much, much more. The Rotary Central Dr. Bill Rudy Science Fair will be at the Arc Commander Bay, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. The gathering of the future. Students from over 15 schools across Cayman. Save the date, April 18th. The Rotary Central Dr. Bill Rudy Science Fair, sponsored by CUC, supported by the Cayman Motor Federation. Sign up today, rotarysciencefair.ky. The future is sparking.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Ready to launch your career in hospitality?
If you're an ambitious young Caymanian, the DART Hospitality Training Program is your opportunity to shine.
This paid 4-month program gives you hands-on experience at world-class properties like Kimpton Seafire, the Ritz-Carlton, Hotel Indigo, Hampton by Hilton, and Bonnie Moon Beach Club.
Plus, DART has partnered with Lynn University to deliver an intensive 2-week hospitality curriculum from an accredited institution.
Gain real-world experience, learn from the industry leaders, and open doors to full-time careers in hospitality.
Applications close April 6, 2026, with programs starting May 2026.
Apply now at dart.ky/hospitality.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm here on a great in-depth conversation with founder and president of Women's Haven, Miss Melesia Adderley. She's a serial entrepreneur. We're going to get into this. But we got the story of Women's Haven right now, and she just told us about the infringement of her brand and how she had to go through the trademark process.
Yes.
What did this all cost you?
Oh, my.
There's a cost of doing business.
Yes, there is. There is a cost of doing business. It's more than a couple of $100s just to do a cease and desist. So it's in the thousands sometimes.
Yeah.
Trademarks in itself are in the thousands.
Yeah.
And that can just make you just...
It cost you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to be able
Tens
to
of thousands
get your
pretty much at this
protect
point.
your brand.
Just to protect it. Just to throw money at protection. And I'm like, I have no investors. Just me. And I'm like, I need this money for products.
Where were you getting the capital?
I just say God. Like, I never had any investors. I only had my own funds. When I started Women's Haven, I made the first order between me. I was in a few countries at the time, so we should pool our money together. So me and Bahamas pooled our money together. And I remember I said to myself, if these don't sell, at least I know I got pass for the rest of the life of me and my 2 girls, because I have 4 children. So that was my risk, my win-win for me. Like, it was at that point because I didn't know if it was going to sell. I have to buy thousands of these to put in stock. So, yeah, it's not easy, being able to manage, but you got to be able to, when you have a business, not be spending the money of the business on lavish things and be disciplined. So, like, when I got my funds and you make your sale, all of that needs to go to products.
Yeah, not a Mercedes.
Not all this random stuff, not vacations. Yes, it's tempting. Like, I don't get to go on vacations like I see other people do. I really don't. If I'm making a trip, it's a business trip.
Wow.
Like, I rarely get to do any of that fun stuff. I've had months where I couldn't even pay myself because I need to put the money back into the business because we need to get the products. It's all about discipline.
Then how do you get through those months? I know you're married, so is it the support from
Yes, my husband is
family?
very supportive. I am so grateful for him. So it's very good to have a supportive partner, family, whoever you're working with. But he's very supportive. My husband works from home. He's in the fintech space. So I depend on him whenever I don't have, because I don't have Women's Haven. I don't work any other jobs or do anything else. It's just
Were you working another job when you started?
when I started my first business, which was Island Grub, yes, I was working. And on the beginning of Women's Haven, I was in a consulting role. So I already came out the corporate world and was kind of getting into consultancy before eventually coming out of my corporate life fully.
And when you started Women's Haven, did you think it was just going to be a local Cayman business, or did you already? I know you said you're very ambitious, so did you have plans in the back of your mind that we're going to take this global?
Yes, to be honest with you, yes, I did.
Good.
From the first time I said, this not going to be just, because when I realized this not just a me problem, it's a woman's problem. It's like a silent epidemic amongst women, knowing the fact that we don't even have high-grade quality products in the Caribbean. We always getting second-grade stuff sent to us. We never have innovation. It takes forever to get something new, something good. We just got to be years behind, years delayed. Like, why?
I very question I have.
Why?
It drives me nuts.
So that's why I was like, you know what? Why not be the first Caribbean brand to do this for our region and launch in the Caribbean for a change rather than launching elsewhere and then to the Caribbean? We launched here and then we branched out across the region. But yeah.
I know your business partner is Bahamian. She's from the
Yeah, she's on the Bahamas. Yes.
So is that where you kind of first...
That was the first country, because how she joined was that when I was selling the other brand, like I told you, I was bringing in from my personal style. She saw me. I started to post about it because that's when women started to come back to me about wanting more products. And I was like, okay, maybe this can be a little business. I started a little Instagram page. So she saw it. She was like, Melesia, how you getting these products in Cayman? Because it's so expensive to get these organic products in our region. And she in the Bahamas, which is right next to the U.S. So I brought her into the loop. I said, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get organic product. I gave her my link, and then she started purchasing. And then after we started going to that, my first country that we went out to, then we eventually started getting the products, a full brand, the distributorship for the brand that we were carrying. And then we got into Trinidad after that, carrying that product, and grew and grew and grew. And that's kind of how we support ourselves without any investors, without any financial backing, is that we are our own financial backers. Like, we sort of like our own board of directors, basically.
That's how you kind of set up your distro
And
system.
that's how we set up our everything to just self.
I think I want to highlight something that you said that I think is really important. She was a stranger to you, this girl who reached out. Your business partner.
Yes, Meredith.
The girl who reached out. Yes, thank you for giving her her proper name. Meredith. And it wasn't, you didn't look at it as competition. You gave her basically the secrets to what you were doing, and it ended up being collaboration.
Yes, empowerment. Like, the people at the top are collaborating. We're not competing. So that's Women's Haven is more than just offering organic feminine care products for the wellness of girls and women across our region. It's also empowering my team, a woman across the region, to now be CEOs of Women's Haven in their respective countries. They don't pay me commissions. They own 100% of all the profits in their region. So I don't make money in their countries. They just buy wholesale from Women's Haven or distribution center. They make everything. So they are the CEOs. They attend all the meetings. They stock their grocery stores in their region. Like, they are the face of Women's Haven in their respective countries, because that's how we want it to be. A local feel. They don't want to hear me as a Caymanian in their country talking about Women's Haven. There's a local in their country talking about Women's Haven, empowering them, building a legacy for their family. And like you said, I don't know any of these girls like that. Meredith, my husband knew her because he's Bahamian. He knew her, but I didn't know her, but I knew of her. So she wasn't a complete stranger to me. But if you want to say I don't really know her, I didn't, because I did not grow up with her. I grew up in the Cayman Islands. So all of these ladies I did not know. And I had to basically believe in them. We had to have alignment. Because a lot of people think I'm going out searching for people. Like, you heard how Meredith came to me. We heard, like, all of us just align. Like, all of these ladies reached out in some way, shape, or form. We crossed paths some way, and then we just shared an idea, boom, and then it just continues to grow. Like, Women's Haven has scaled without even really trying.
Yeah, so I have a question here about scaling, about how you validated there was real demand for your product before you start to scale in other countries.
Yeah, like I said initially, my vision has always been not to just be in Cayman.
Yeah,
it's to be regional. And
so
I
you
had
knew
to
you were
find a way.
Scale.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to scale. I knew I wanted this to be a regional Caribbean brand, because, to be honest, with anybody who's in business can know, as a product-based business, you Cayman is not going to be the place where you're going to make it. We're too small. The population is just too small. If you want to make it, you're going to have to kind of get more people than what we have here in this country. So you're going to have to scale if you want to become truly successful on that level. And that's what we did. And then knowing that our purpose is that we're doing the right things, because how women so easily gravitated to us.
Yes.
Like, we didn't really have to try. Like, when they hear about Women's Haven, because it's not about selling a product, it's about educating women. of their dangers of toxic products, just the facts that are there, availability of organic products, because it's not only Women's Haven. Women's Haven is just one of a few organic products that are out there. And we tell women, if you don't want to use Women's Haven, find another organic brand. Just choose something healthy.
Yeah.
True, but we just happen to have an option. We can vouch for this. I can give you all the reports. I can't tell you about another brand, but if you find something else that works for you, great. But we have an option here, and we're trying to make a difference. So it's about educating women on how to make better informed decisions about their health, and they'll just make better choices. And that's literally what has happened with Women's Haven, because I'm not a salesperson. I can't sell you nothing.
I don't know about that.
But maybe now I've learned a lot. But back then, I couldn't sell you nothing. If you didn't want to buy it, that's up to you. It was about I wanted to be a teacher growing up.
Okay.
So, that was my so teaching and education is my thing.
Okay, you are educating your children at home.
Yes, that's one of my dreams. So, like, educating women about their health, their menstrual health, realizing that a lot of women do not know much about their menstrual health. They don't understand period health.
Absolutely. And that's women's health, period.
Yes.
I think it was just only 10, 15 years ago that they really started using women in clinical trials for a lot of things out there that I'm like.
And they only started testing
shocking.
Feminine care products like sanitary napkins using real period blood in 2023.
What?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Women's Haven been testing long before that. You can go check our stuff on our videos. But since 2023 was the first time ever.
Wow. We've got to go to the 8 a.m. news right now. When we come back, we are going to continue this very amazing conversation just after the 8 a.m. news.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Island.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller.
Protecting the health of our people is both a responsibility and a commitment we take seriously.
Cayman is further strengthening early detection, consistent reporting, and timely intervention across the health system for diseases that could pose a threat to the public. Health Minister, the Honourable Catherine Ebanks-Wilkes, tells Radio Cayman a recent update to the notifiable diseases schedule aligns more closely with regional and global surveillance networks.
Also, and importantly, it provides clarity to individuals and medical professionals so that everyone understands their obligations under the law and can act in a manner that reduces the risk of disease transmission.
The notifiable diseases schedule is a list of specific infectious diseases that health professionals and the public are required by law to report to public health authorities when a patient is diagnosed or suspected. The update includes 30 new illnesses, including things like Lyme disease, chikungunya, chlamydia, hand, foot, and mouth disease, Zika, and even cases of antimicrobial resistance. That brings the full list of notifiable diseases, which you can find at radiocayman.gov.ky, to 67. A new paper published as part of the Central Caribbean Marine Institute's Blue Carbon Offset and Biodiversity Program has quantified thermal sensitivity of phosphorespiration in 3 Caribbean seagrasses in Little Cayman. This includes the seagrass's ability to continue to pull carbon through photosynthesis under future climate conditions.
The results have revealed an optimal sea temperature of 31 degrees across species. Above 32 degrees, productivity declines sharply across study species.
CCMI's Kate Holden tells Radio Cayman sea surface temperature models show that under certain climate scenarios, seagrasses in much of the Gulf of Mexico and Northern Caribbean could experience 20 to 30% of more months that are above their thermal optima over the next 75 years.
And thus, their ability to sequester carbon and contribute to climate mitigation will be compromised 20 to 30% of the time over the next 75 years.
This research provides important evidence and insight into how climate change could impact not only biodiversity, but climate resilience in Cayman and the Caribbean region. This work was done by CCMI's research team and Wheaton Women in Ocean Science scholar Haley Capone. You can find the full paper online at doi.org. Now, speaking of the Caribbean Marine Institute,
I'm to show them what it looks like on Bloody Bay Wall. So those waves there, they are 6 to 8 foot waves, which in the 15 years that I've been coming to this project are definitely the biggest waves that I've seen out.
CCMI is hosting a special Reefs Go Live tomorrow. This one will answer the question, why is everything so colorful? You can catch the Facebook Live broadcast from 10 a.m. tomorrow. Head to reefresearch.org for more information. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller.
BBC News with Govinda Gill. The war in the Middle East is continuing to drive up energy prices after strikes on key gas facilities in Qatar and Iran. Iran's been targeting Qatar's Ras Laffan complex in response to the bombing of Iranian facilities by Israel. President Trump has threatened to blow up South Pars, the world's biggest natural gas field, if Iran strikes Qatari energy sites again. Iranian attacks have also damaged energy plants in several other Gulf countries. They include Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and the United Arab Emirates. The French president has described the strikes on oil and gas facilities as a reckless escalation. Emmanuel Macron was speaking as he arrived at a meeting in Brussels of European Union leaders. They're discussing their response to the war as well as how to manage their relationship with Donald Trump. In other news, a fierce storm has killed at least 19 people in Pakistan's largest city, Karachi. Forecasters have warned that heavy rain could continue. Chad has again closed its border with Sudan after a drone strike killed 17 people in the town of Tinay. Officials say the drone hit a funeral on Wednesday evening and blamed Sudan's paramilitary Rapid Support Forces. The group denies involvement. The authorities in Comoros say 17 migrants have drowned in the Indian Ocean. They were trying to reach Mayotte, to French territory between Mozambique and Madagascar. That's the latest BBC News.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Move It Cayman, the National Movement Challenge starts on Sunday, 29th of March. It's time to get the nation moving. Whether you're walking, swimming, dancing, or stretching, we want you to join us. The challenge will offer opportunities to participate in free events, team up with friends and families, and we all know we like a little district versus district competition. Your health matters. Let's step into Wellness Cayman. To learn more and to join the challenge today, log on to gov.ky/MoveItCayman.
Radio Cayman Super Jam Show, the #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio.
Brought to you by these kind sponsors.
The Cayman Islands Football Association, CIFA, building a better future for Cayman football.
Cayman Insurance Center.
Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call me today, Michael Webster, at 925-5433.
UWI Open Campus, on-site, online, and on-demand.
Visit open.uwi.edu. Call them today at 946-8322.
And Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola.
The #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio.
The Hazard Management Cayman Islands advises the public that the Cayman Islands will participate in a regional tsunami exercise, Carib Wave, on Thursday, March 19, 2026 between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. As part of the exercise, the National Emergency Notification System, or the NENS app, will be used to send simulated alerts, including earthquake, tsunami advisory, and all clear messages. These notifications will be issued in a low to moderate alert tone as part of the exercise. This is only an exercise, and there is no tsunami threat to the Cayman Islands. For more information, contact Hazard Management Cayman Islands at hmci@gov.ky. Remember to download the NENS app today by visiting caymanprepared.ky/NENS.
The 8 a.m. weather update, brought to you by
CG Britcade, where people come first.
Pleasant good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 79 degrees. Relative humidity is 80%. The barometric pressure is 29.90 inches and rising. The wind is north at 10 knots. Overnight low temperature was 74 degrees. Synopsis indicate a stationary front located across the northwest Caribbean, accompanied with a prefrontal trough, will continue to support cloudy conditions with showers and thunder at times through today. These features will slowly drift eastward, and by this evening, conditions are expected to become more settled. Moderate winds and higher gusts and moderate to rough seas are anticipated by early Friday as the front transitions into a cold front before dissipating. Some swells and wave activity are likely on the northern and western coast. A small craft advisory could be in effect on Friday. Radar imagery shows some scattered showers across Grand Cayman. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for cloudy skies with a 60% chance of showers and isolated thunder through this afternoon, and showers will be locally heavy at times. Temperatures today will be in the low to mid 80s. Winds will be northwest, becoming northerly at 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. Swells are likely along the northern and western coast. Thunderstorm advisory in effect for today and tonight as well. The forecast for tonight calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers and temperatures falling to the low to mid 70s. Your winds will be northerly at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts, and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet and swells likely along the northern and western coast for tonight as well. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 9:16, low tide this afternoon at 3:44, and a high tide again tonight at 10 minutes past 10. The sun will set this evening at 6:35 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:29. And the outlook is calling for a ridge of high pressure to build across the northwest Caribbean following the dissipating front, maintaining some drier and settled conditions with moderate to fresh winds into the weekend with northern and westerly swells through at least Saturday. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
Aunt Angie, how does it feel to have broken the bull riding world record?
Sore, Sean. That bull was angry.
Angie, I think that bull is headed towards your red convertible.
I broke the world record and he broke my car. Oh well, at least I've got CG Comprehensive Motor to cover this.
Get covered for collision, damage, and more. CG Brit K. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Brit-K, where people come first.
Healthcare Pharmacy, caring about your health for the past 25 years. Radio Cayman's premier health show.
Alzheimer's and dementia, are they the same disorder?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Is heard on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. and on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor, where they care about your health. Transfer and refill your prescription online. Visit healthcarepharmacy.ky or call 947-8900. Healthcare Pharmacy, now with a second location in Governor's Square. Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health.
What matters most to you right now? The cost of living, housing, jobs, healthcare, safety? The Cayman Islands government has set 7 national priorities for 2026 to 2028, focused on areas that affect daily life, from preparing Caymanians for opportunity, to improving quality of life and social stability, to strengthening Cayman's long-term resilience. Learn more about the 7 broad outcomes at gov.ky/priorities. 7 priorities, 1 Cayman.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning again. Let's take a look at what's happening on the roads to check out, see what's flowing. I can see some cruise ships in the Sponce area, and traffic coming from the east is bumper to bumper on Shamrock Road and coming off of Right Scranton Boulevard. As you approach the Linford Pearson Highway, traffic is steady traffic on Crew Road heading to Georgetown. Heading east on Crew Road, traffic is light to moderate. Edward Street flowing nicely, as well as Owen Roberts Drive. Coming from the West Bay four-way stop, moderate flow of traffic, as well as on the West Bay Road in front of Ritz. Coming off of the Estella Tibbetts Highway, traffic is moving at a moderate pace. And continuing on to Industrial Park area, North Sound Road, moderate flow of traffic in both directions, and traffic coming off of Bobby Thompson Way is steady, and continuing on to Halter Avenue, steady traffic coming off of the Linford Pearson Highway and Agnes Way. Slight delays expected, and that's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic. Have a good morning and drive safe, Cayman.
Craving something new? Dive into Subway's new seafood subs. 3 recipes inspired by the flavors of the coast, including the crunchy seafood bliss, the scrumptious chipotle tuna crunch, and the delicious breaded fish and ranch sub, made with our new breaded fish nuggets. Subway's new seafood subs. 3 recipes made to rock the boat. Only at Subway.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
K-Fest 2026 is in full swing, celebrating poetry, film, dance, concerts, visual arts, and so much more. Follow Cayman Culture Socials to see it all. It all culminates on Saturday, March 21st with Red Sky at Night, happening at the Harkwell Theatre grounds, featuring local art, crafts, live music, dance, storytelling, interactive activities, and more. It's an event for the whole family. Pre-sale tickets are just $10 adults and $5 for children. Visit ticketsplus.ky to secure yours today. Red Sky at Night, the grand finale at K-Fest 2026.
Sponsored by Ministry of Culture, Camana Bay, Coca-Cola, Webster's Tours, What's On, and Radio Cayman.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm having a great in-depth discussion here with Melesia Adderley. She is the founder and president of Women's Haven. She also started Island Grub, and I think that company's closed now. And also Kingpin Apps, which she has with her husband. We're going to hear a little bit about that later.
About the company.
Yes. So we were just talking a little bit about the toxicity of feminine products, which is something that you knew. I mean, it was what bothered you. Was very irritating to you in using pads, and you've gone to launch your own brand now with Women's Haven, but it's that toxicity that we don't always know about as women.
Yes.
So in the break, I spoke about, even essential oils or candles in our house, how they affect our cell membranes, and then our mitochondrial health gets affected. And it all kind of starts in our environment.
Things that we put on our bodies, including the food that we eat, as we all know now.
Yes.
Most people have gotten that part with the food that we're eating, but what about the things you're putting on your body?
Yeah.
That is something that is extremely important. As females, down there is very absorbent. Like, it's one of the most absorbent parts of your body. So anything you put down there is going up into your body and can affect you. And it's important that a lot of women are not fully aware of that, and like having extended exposure to toxic traditional products, which if you see the research and the testing can show that their toxicity level is very high. There's just been a recent study with the University of Free State out of South Africa where they tested 15 traditional conventional sanitary napkin brands, and they all tested positive for endocrine disruptors for our bodies. So that in itself is telling you that something is off with these products. And when you are exposing that down there to a very absorbent part of your body, there will be effects, and it leads to many different things like heavy bleeding, prolonged bleeding. Because many people would always say, well, why is it that there's so many pads in the packaging for traditional brands, but most organic brands seem to have fewer per packaging? And the reason why, because you don't bleed as much. You don't leak as much when you're using organic versus traditional ones, because they're toxic. The toxicity affects you in various different ways. Bleeding heavy, prolonged bleeding, itching, smell, even leads to things like endometriosis, PCOS, fibroids, things that you're just not too sure where you even got it from.
This is huge news for me. Yes. And I think for a lot of women who did not know this fact at all. So organic
can change your life. For me, I used to have a 7-day period. Remember I told you I thought it was a whole placebo when I started off with this thing? My period now down to 3 days. I haven't done anything different other than change my pads.
That's a huge difference. I think women would love to know that.
You know what I mean? After about
that.
3 months, my period went down because obviously if you have a high level of toxicity in your body, sometimes when you first put on the organic pad, you may not feel like, a drastic difference. Your body got to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've been doing this for decades now. You think one use of an organic product and just all of a sudden switch the switch? No. You have to take your time, change your diet, take care of your internal health as well. But a lot of women are misled to think that like itching is normal, heavy bleeding is normal, and it's not.
It's not.
Women are not supposed to be excreting more than like 50 milliliters for your entire cycle.
Oh, wow.
Which is not that much.
No.
But then you have these heavy bleeding and they think it's normal, and it's not. It's really not. And research is out there. Like, I'm not a professional doctor. No, I'm not. But the research is there. I used to tell people, take products to a lab and go get them tested for yourself. Like, just go and do your own research, and you'll see a lot of things.
How did you ensure the quality of your products? Because you had to, you're doing organic pads, tampons, a bunch of other lines. We haven't even gone over your product line yet, by the way. I've missed that somehow, but we will.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you understand even how to research the materials that should be used that's going to make an organic product?
The manufacturers really helped me when I built a relationship with them and learning the different aspects of the manufacturing process. But I still also did a lot of my own research, a lot of my own, breakdown of things. Because if you notice on sanitary napkins, they don't even tell you what's in the pads and what the pads is made of. If you look on your packaging, they don't tell you the ingredients, the makeup, nothing. I want it to be different. I'm like, I need to know. People need to know what's in their pads. What is it made of? So for me, I source and know every single layer. The sticky layer, the absorbent layer, the top layer, every different. And we have like 9 different layers, if I'm not 7 or 9 different layers in our pads. And just making sure I'm sourcing true organic material. You have to show me certifications. The manufacturers have to have certifications. Like I said, obviously, after I've done my manufacturing, I also go and get them tested.
Right.
As well, independently outside of the manufacturer. So ensuring I use them. Every batch I get, I take a pad and I put it on. Every single batch.
I love this kind of quality control, especially the independent testing.
Yes. We test all of the distributors. We all test off every batch. There's not been a product that we have launched that we have not gone through rigorous testing. Like, somebody on the team has been using that product for X amount of time before we even brought it to market.
Now, when you say that your period significantly went down, the bleeding was not as heavy when you were using the toxic materials, right? The toxic products. So what was the feedback, I guess, around the Caribbean from women? Was it similar feedback in the sense of...
They all came back telling me similar things. That's when I knew that we have a purpose, Kathy. Because I wasn't even trying, how am I going to communicate and get this information from all these ladies? I used to get thousands of messages online from women just thanking us. Like, oh my God, my life is different. Like, my periods, now this, I couldn't have a baby. Now I can have a baby. I used to have fibroids and the fibroids come out and all kind of different stuff. I'd be like, I don't even know what to say. I'm not a doctor. I can't even attest to any of these things.
How does that make you feel, though?
It's just, that's what I knew. I was fulfilling a purpose. I was like, wow, this is crazy. I just have to be we are. This clearly was a need that needed to be addressed. A silent little need that no one was thinking about and that needed to be addressed. That's what kept me going, is just women coming back all the time across the region. Because before, I used to want to be kept private. I didn't want my face to be out there. I wanted to be about the products, not me as Melesia, the products. But then people kept asking, who owned this brand? Who come out with this? I want to thank her because I just feel so much better. I understand my feminine health so much better, and stuff like that. So
I think that's absolutely amazing. Help you. And, for the men out there listening, if if you think your woman is a bit difficult to handle during her cycle,
yes, it will change her life.
Maybe you'll make it even much easier for her if you help switch her over to Women's Haven product.
Yes, I think it'll work.
So I think even for the men, this might be a little hack for you.
Yes, trust me, seriously, men, if you're listening, it really is. The products your women are using throughout their cycle really, really, really affects them and can change their moods. And men, one thing I like to tell men need to understand that women go through a 4-week cycle. Like 1 week we're one thing, the next thing we're next. We have the ovulatory phase, the follicular phase, the luteal phase, and the menstrual phase. Please know that your woman is not crazy. She's going through a lot through various different phases of her menstrual cycle. She's never really the same person every single day. And once you understand that, it helps you to give a little bit more caution. And like if you feel she's a little too miserable, if you feel she probably on that luteal phase about to get her menstruation, something like that. So you got to be a little understanding. And men go through a 24-hour cycle. So every 24 hours they reset. Whereas us, it's like every 28 days we reset because of the cycles that we go through.
Interesting.
So that's an important fact, men. So give us a break sometimes. We know we can be a bit much, but it's the cycles. It's the cycles. And by using Women's Haven may help her to just be a little bit better.
It's a way you can love us a little bit more.
Yes.
Let's talk about your products because it's over 20 products.
20 different schools, products, So we have here, we have our sanitary napkins line. We have our thong liners, our extra long liners.
You have thong liners?
Yes, women love them. Yes. You don't have to be using them other ones and folding them up. They're perfectly aligned for your thong.
Yes.
Love it. And we also have our pads, which is our regular pads, heavy pads, and extra heavy pads. That's our pad line. We also have a purse ready kit, which is like a little purple sample bag, which I think is here.
Yes. You've given me one of those sample bags, actually. Yes, I have that, yes.
So it has different pads in it. Girls in schools, good to have in your bag. For me as a woman, I have it in my bag to have my little stash in there. We also have tampons as well for ladies who like tampons. We're not a big fan of it, but we know women like it because tampons can be a bit dangerous, as you know, for toxic shock syndrome. Just in case you're not aware, most tampons have warnings at the box regarding toxic shock syndrome. So be careful with that. We do recommend the menstrual cup, and we have 2 sizes of the menstrual cup as well. We have a medium and a large. We also have a yoni essential oil, which is very good for down there.
What is the essential oil for? Because I was looking at this and I'm like, okay, hold on.
It's very good for irritation, smell. When you're on your periods, you can put it down there so you not be like sticking up and all. And kind of, girls, we go through a little thing.
Yeah.
And smell, like I said, for as a lubricant as well too. If you're interested, it's very good. It's very, very popular.
Now I see the pads I always plug Kirk Market because that's where I shop. I feel
yes, Foster's is the shop where you can find everything Women's Haven.
Okay, everything Women's Haven.
Yes.
Okay.
Kirk's do sell it, but they're only selling the line of the pads right now.
Oh,
they don't sell everything. So if you want them, tell Kirk's to put everything on the shelves.
Kirk's, I need you to get everything on the shelves immediately.
Yes.
Because I didn't know. I didn't know that she had some of these products right here, and I would love to try them. And I know you all see me in there a few days a week, so I guess I'll have to be requesting officially when I go in there.
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you.
How do you make that relationship happen? How do you get into the local stores here?
You can reach out, but the thing that helps brands the most is customers going to the stores and saying, "Do you carry this brand? You need to carry this brand. Let me speak to the store manager. I need this brand." Carry this brand. It really, really helps. I know a lot of people think you can just walk into a store and say, "Hey, sell my product," and they just buy it. No, it doesn't work like that. You need to be in agreement, and they usually go off customer demands. So if customer wants a product, they're more than likely would get it at that time.
We're going to take a break, but not right now. I want to get into this question first because you had mentioned it, and I know we kind of veered. So you are when you said you didn't really want to be the face of the product, right? But then you started putting yourself out there, and people wanted to know who's behind the brand. So you are a Black Caribbean woman.
Yes.
How important, or was it even important for you to have representation, to see a woman, but also a Black woman, a Caribbean woman, pulling off a business like you're doing?
I think it's very important because I never really saw someone like me doing what I am doing from the Caribbean. It's always been a stance where you have to leave to make it. Like, who do you know is in the Caribbean trying to scale or make it in any form? You're always somewhere in the US, the UK, Canada, somewhere else other than in the Caribbean. So starting at Women's Haven and understanding that I didn't see anyone that looked like me, I'm like, well, when I realized I had something going on, I felt like this purpose was ordained onto me. I was like, as much as I want to keep to myself and suffer from my imposter syndrome at the time, it's important for other people to see that someone that looks like me, where I'm from, can do great things just as anyone else. Because when I reached out to the brand to collab with them, they were a European and US brand, and they told me no, they didn't want to give me a seat at their table, so I decided to build my own. And building my own table now is allowing other Caribbean women that look like me, where we're from, small islands, same vibes, same lack of resources, lack of funding. It's showing them that it's possible. You can actually build something from the Caribbean too. Even though it's a bit harder, a lot harder, because our resources are very limited. Your reach is very limited. We're very segregated as a Caribbean. We're not inter-Caribbean. I know we're trying to work on that through CARICOM and stuff like that now, but it's very hard to make it in the Caribbean, and any Caribbean business owner would tell you that. So being able to be the first of its kind, coming from a little small island like Cayman, I've had so many people reach out to me and say how proud they are to see someone like me from the Caribbean still doing this. Because everyone thought like I moved to the States or I was some other country, not realizing I've done everything from right here in the Cayman Islands.
Yeah. You're a daughter of the soil who's keeping her roots right here.
Yes.
And building that legacy right here.
Yes.
Wow, we've got to go to a commercial break right now. When we come back, we're going to continue this great discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or belly fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Hey folks, thanks for your patience. We'll be taking off very shortly. Should be wheels up in about 40 minutes. And due to a bumpy ride, snacks and beverage service has been suspended. AC has given us some trouble, sorry folks. And Wi-Fi is out. And so is the entertainment. Yeah, I'm sorry about the smell, folks. We are aware.
I know.
Just one more quick note. We are going to have to deplane.
Come on!
We're like the plane ride that isn't a nightmare. CG Britcay. Good like that.
The Hazard Management Cayman Islands advises the public that the Cayman Islands will participate in a regional tsunami exercise, Caribou Wave, on Thursday, March 19, 2026 between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. As part of the exercise, the National Emergency Notification System, or the NENS app, will be used to send simulated alerts, including earthquake, tsunami advisory, and all clear messages. These notifications will be issued in a low to moderate alert tone as part of the exercise. This is only an exercise, and there is no tsunami threat to the Cayman Islands. For more information, contact Hazard Management Cayman Islands at hmci@gov.ky. Remember to download the NENS app today by visiting caymanprepared.ky/NENS.
Hi everyone, this is Paulette Connolly. One of my favorite memories of Radio Cayman growing up was listening to the radio comedy Clitheroe Kid after I had completed my homework in the evening.
We present Jimmy Clitheroe as the Clitheroe Kid.
And then in 1980, after joining the staff of the station, I was one of the announcers who played the program on air for our listeners. Happy 50th anniversary, Radio Cayman.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
All right, we're back on The Buzz. This is your host, Kathy Miller, and I'm sitting in studio with Melesia Adderley. She is the founder and president of Women's Haven, which is a feminine care product line. Mm-hmm. It's an organic line. It's trademarked. Mm-hmm. She actually does have a couple of products here for men. I don't think we touched that yet.
No, we haven't yet.
Yeah. So not just women now. Now we're branching out.
The men came out and they was like, what happened to us? We need something, Twina. What happened? I was like, okay. So we also have a male wash, which is a herbal wash for men. We have one for females as well. And all these are sold at Foster's, by the way. And we also have a deodorant, an all-natural deodorant. That is unisex. Men and women can use it. We also have bamboo wipes that men can also use as well. It's really, really good. And that's our 3 male unisex stuff. We also have a detox tea I didn't mention earlier here as well too, which helps with your womb. If you got cramping, if you're going through perimenopause and them kind of stuff and you just need some help regulating.
Yes.
Very good.
Teas like that do help so much.
Yes.
It's great that you have it.
And they're all organic, no added fragrances, flavors. You don't even need to add, I don't even add sugar to my tea. It's just so good just the way it is.
Perfect.
So yeah,
you've scaled onto men as well.
Yes. They told me I couldn't leave them out, so I was like, all right, can't leave them out. We got to take care of our men too, right? So.
And most times I ask people this question when they come in and we're talking about their business or their product line that they might have. And so you would know what a unique selling position is. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of time, like if we get a restaurant in here or a service provider of a sort, and I'm like, well, what makes you different? Why would I go to you? What is your USP? What's your unique selling point? I know you're organic here, but do you feel like there's more of a unique selling point that Women's Haven has?
Women's Haven was born from Caribbean women for Caribbean women and more. And beyond that, our transparency and our innovation of our products. So for example, our packaging is resealable. So it's not like traditional pads where you rip it open or not like that, because we have a resealable flap here. So you just open this flap, open it, take your pad out and reseal it. And there's nothing else on the shelves that is like that. The packaging is also aluminum. So it's recyclable.
Perfect.
So things like little knickknacks like that make us unique in the sense where, again, we are born from Caribbean women, which is nothing on the shelf is like that at this time. We are organic, as you mentioned. We are transparent. We label everything. We explicitly state everything that we have going on. And we ensure sustainability for the environment as well. We're more than just products. We are a haven for women. It's beyond just selling. It's about just being there, that community, and most of all, the education. Lots of us have not been properly educated about our bodies as women.
And some of us who do know, it takes time to make a change,
yes.
right? We're so used to our habits
yes.
on what we've been using with our bodies.
Yes.
It does take time to make a change.
Yes.
But allow yourself to have that change.
Yes. Be open-minded and understand that, we're not just trying to sell you a product. And that's, to me, our niche is that it's beyond just selling a product. It's education.
Yeah.
Like, we're not about just marketing, go and buy our products. We're going to tell you why. We're going to educate you about the truths out there so you can make an informed decision. Most companies just trying to sell you their product and advertise you. They're not actually trying to educate you on that journey of purchasing their product. And I think that's what makes us very different, has gotten us this far. It's really the education that we have, the component behind Women's Haven.
This is all part of your ethos.
Yes.
Your personal ethos,
yes,
actually.
Exactly.
How that all ties in. I like that. But it's important. It's the realness, it's the authenticity
yes.
behind your brand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It was born out of genuine It was born out of genuine need, it's not because I wanted to start a business and make a bunch of money and just sell something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was nothing about that. We are the cheapest organic brand in the region.
Which matters because everything's very expensive.
Exactly.
Is there import tariffs on bringing the products in?
Not anymore here in
Right.
Cayman. A few years ago, I was proud to be a part of helping to remove customs duty on feminine care products.
What a huge
here
thing.
in Cayman.
What a huge accomplishment.
Yes, I was very proud of that.
So there's another question I have, and it it ties in with this. I understand in some parts of the world, and I'm going to think Canada, the U.S., where they're looking to make feminine products free in bathrooms, in public facilities, in corporations, and places of business. What is that possibility like for Cayman? Are you trying to make this happen?
Oh, that is, like I said, education is the foundation of Women's Haven. And it's something that I'm a strong advocate for. It's hard because it's a taboo topic. Even in places you think it shouldn't be a taboo topic, it still is. But it is something that is truly dear to my heart, is being able to offer and give access to not only any organic or any sanitary napkin or feminine care product, but safe ones. Because we have a lot of things where we give out free menstrual products, but they're toxic. What are the long-term effects that these products are having on our girls and women? Yeah, you may be giving them something, but I like giving them, when they're hungry, giving them junk food versus something healthy. Giving them candy versus real food.
And if we're talking about changing the state of our nation's health right now.
Exactly. You got to think big, like it's more than just offering a free pad here and there. What is that pad made out of?
Yes.
What are the long-term effects these young girls are going to now have by being exposed to toxins for decades?
Right. And if there's schools or businesses here that already offer these free products within their establishments, and they're using a long time established brand, they got to pay them anyways to use that brand. Why not? Why not turn to a local company to partner with?
Right. And
which also builds Cayman. It builds Cayman's economy.
Right. We can be known as the first one in the Caribbean to be offering, feminine care products for girls and women across. It helps with tourism, helps with everything. I mean, Scotland's doing it.
Let's
India
not wait
just
13
passed.
years and be slow to the
I
game.
know. We have it right here by a Caymanian. There's no third party middleman for you to have you coming straight directly to me. And that's something that I'm a huge advocate for, is just ensuring girls have the proper access to safe products, because we don't want that long-term effects happening to our young girls because we are giving them toxic products. Like, again, let's think of it as candy and proper food. When someone's hungry, you're not going to give them candy and Burger King. You want to give them something healthy to eat.
Yeah.
Same thing with your feminine care. And talking about bathrooms and public spaces, like something I always think about is that in male bathrooms, you'll always see a toilet and a urinal.
Yes.
In a female bathroom, it's only just a toilet. So we can't just have like a sanitary napkin dispenser or something. I mean, think of the cost of a sanitary napkin dispenser versus a urinal.
It's nothing.
I mean, scrump change, maintenance costs, there's hardly any because we're not flushing and carrying on. So why was it that men can think of having a urinal, a whole extra urinal? You can pee in the toilet, but they had to get a whole extra urinal for whatever reason. But in the female bathroom, we can't even get a simple dispenser that's stocked with safe, not just any old safe organic feminine care products. So that's something I've also been advocating for. But I will say on this topic that I'm happy to say that I work with the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Ministry of Gender Affairs and the Department of Gender Affairs. They reached out as Women's Haven is the first Caribbean brand of its kind at this scale. And I'm proud to say that I work closely with the Department of Gender Affairs in Nevis, which they purchased wholesale. We made it on the news and they talked about Women's Haven and we made the whole news in St. Kitts. And they're stocking their schools in Nevis with free organic menstrual products from Women's Haven.
Oh, amazing.
I am so grateful to the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, especially the Department of Gender Affairs in Nevis.
That is huge. Congratulations.
It is amazing. And I am truly grateful that a government in the Caribbean can see the vision.
So how do we make this happen in Cayman? Melesia, what about the Cayman Islands government? What's going on? Are they reaching out to you for any collabs like this?
No, but I'm open to it. I have been trying my best, but, you know.
Cayman Islands government.
It is. I'm
I know you guys are listening.
I'm doing my best.
I know you guys are listening all the time.
I'm here. I'm open, and I would love to be able to offer this to girls and women in my country and across the entire region. And I'm not just trying to promote myself.
I'm going to promote you. Over 3 million products sold in 15 different countries. Okay.
Yes.
20 different products within her line. Yes. She was just recognized, or in 2025, you were a National Hero honoree. You have built an incredible business.
Thank you very much.
You are doing really, really good.
Thank you very much.
I would expect and kind of demand that our government supports you as much as they can in other collaborations that they can with you. I really hope this happens. I find it an embarrassment that other government countries want to work with you. And
it hurt me a bit,
perhaps ours hasn't reached out to you as yet in various ways.
Yes. I mean, that's something that comes along with entrepreneurship as well. It's back to the Bible when it says Mark 6:4, when a man will not be honored in his own home country. And, you know, a man just is never really honored in their own home country.
But that's something we hear all the time in the Cayman Islands.
It's in the Bible. And so, I mean, if it's in the Bible, I guess that's just the way that it is. And sometimes you have to go outside of your country to show your country what you're capable of doing and what you're willing to do, so that they can, want to work along with you too. I'm here. I'm passionate about what I do. It's not just about selling products. It's about educating our girls and making sure they have access to safe, organic, feminine care products. It's crucial because it affects a woman's life through so many different forms.
Education and empowerment.
Yes.
There's a lot of what you're doing there. We're going to go to our final commercial break.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get into the more philosophical parts.
Okay.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
What matters most to you right now? The cost of living, housing, jobs, healthcare, safety? The Cayman Islands government has set 7 national priorities for 2026 to 2028, focused on areas that affect daily life, from preparing Caymanians for opportunity, to improving quality of life and social stability, to strengthening Cayman's long-term resilience. Learn more about the 7 broad outcomes at gov.ky/priorities. 7 priorities, 1 Cayman.
K-Fest 2026 is in full swing, celebrating poetry, film, dance, concerts, visual arts, and so much more. Follow Cayman Culture Socials to see it all. It all culminates on Saturday, March 21st with Red Sky at Night, happening at the Harkwell Theatre grounds, featuring local art, crafts, live music, dance, storytelling, interactive activities, and more. It's an event for the whole family. Pre-sale tickets are just $10 adults and $5 for children. Visit ticketsplus.ky to secure yours today. Red Sky at Night, the grand finale at K-Fest 2026.
Sponsored by Ministry of Culture, Camana Bay, Coca-Cola, Webster's Tours, What's On, and Radio Cayman.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we are talking about women's entrepreneurship here. And I have Melesia Adderley of Women's Haven in studio with me. Ooh, we got hot there for a second. And okay, I said I was going to get a little philosophical. This show goes on till 9:30. I know I'm keeping you here till 9, but you know, me just putting you on the spot saying you can stay till 9:30 if you'd like. That's up to you if you got
That's fine.
time. Okay. She's been here since 6:30, guys. There was no traffic this morning, so
Oh
I feel
my
really bad for her. Like I owe you some breakfast.
I didn't get the memo that there was no traffic this morning.
Which is amazing. I don't know how that happened. So I want to know about your business model. I hadn't touched that. I kept teasing that I was going to ask you because it's my understanding, and I'm thinking you're a franchise. You've set up to be able to go into all these different countries. Have you set up as a franchise model?
It's sort of like a franchise. You can call it that. My distributors have to pay an exclusive distributorship fee, which gives them access to exclusive pricing that they're the only ones around the world that gets it at that price. Then they become the CEOs of Women's Haven in their region, and they operate solely isolated from the internal Women's Haven, where they earn 100% of their profits. I don't make any money from their sales or commissions or anything like that. It's all about empowerment. Because a lot of these women that I used to work with me, many of them didn't even have business license when I started out with them in 2017. So I've helped them and mentored them. They have business licenses because now they're able to stock their stores and all that kind of stuff. So it's a bit like a franchise, but not really, because I don't really collect commissions or anything like that. They don't have to pay me nothing other than a yearly distributorship fee. And
what's their buy-in or their fee? I guess
the distributorship fee. The distributorship fee is currently $1,000 for the year, and it gives you certain benefits with the team. But yeah, it's exclusive for them.
I feel like that's low.
It is very low. I was going to say that is very low. Very, very low. And the reason why Women's Haven started off like that is because of the initial purpose of saying we're in the Caribbean and things are very difficult for us here. To scale in our region is very hard. It's very expensive. I have to, in my distribution, it costs them so much to ship to their countries. Some of them don't have VAT-free or duty-free on feminine care products. So if you want to be able to position yourself as a globally competitive brand with these Fortune 500 and 100 companies, I have to be able to price myself accordingly. I got to compete with them on the price level. So I have to make sure that the purchasing point, the selling points are enough where the distributor can make money and they are not going to be overpriced beyond the traditional market value. So it's all very strategic in what we do. For example, each distributor have a freight forwarder in the U.S. My distribution center is in the U.S. So I don't even ship to them by a courier. I drive, and my distribution center drives it physically to their distribution center in a vehicle to avoid all of that courier cost.
Wow, okay.
Right? So all of that strategic little things that we do to try to keep the costs down as minimal as possible so that by the time it reaches across the entire Caribbean, it could be reasonable price.
Okay. There's so many facets here.
Yes, there's a lot. That's just a little nutshell of, may not even understand it, some people, but yeah.
You've gotten some grants, like She Trades Caribbean.
Yes,
right?
one grant.
Okay, that's one grant that you've gotten. Okay. How did that impact your growth or your strategy? How did you use that grant?
I'm very grateful to the She Trades ITC, She Trades Caribbean Hub. From the Caribbean Development Bank. I'm grateful for them. I got $25,000 from them. That helped with our inventory because with Women's Haven, we never started with any upfront capital injection. I just use my money, buy products. When I sell them, I buy some more. And I sell them, I buy some more. And then we started to scale without even trying. Like in the middle of getting that grant, I scaled to St. Kitts and Nevis, Belize, and Panama.
Wow.
I wasn't even trying.
How do you handle that growth all of a sudden?
It just happened. So that is why financing is one of the biggest hurdles for Women's Haven, in the sense where we are growing so much without even trying, because I'm not trying to scale. People just reach out and they want to be Women's Haven. Even if I don't have no stock, they don't care. They just want to hold down on it until the stock comes. And we need to be able to get to a point where we can avoid stock runouts. And we need capital injection to do that. Unfortunately, in the Caribbean, grants are very far and few in between, especially for people from the Cayman Islands. There are lots of other things that are happening through CARICOM and stuff like that, but Cayman is never allowed to participate in any of the grants that are offered.
Do we know why?
We're an associate member of CARICOM, and I didn't think people think that we probably got money down. I don't know what's the rationale between CARICOM and the stuff that they offer, but Cayman is never included in any of those grant offerings. Chi-Trade's grant was the first grant we've ever had access to getting here in Cayman.
Have you ever had any investors come to you and say, I want to partner with you, or I want to buy your business, or anything like that?
I had someone come to me once early on in my time to say they wanted to give me funding, wanted to give me money. They came across some funds and they wanted to give it to me. They didn't know what to do with it. At that point in time, I did not accept that because I wasn't too sure
what that might come with.
Yes, what that might come with. We had just started out. We were doing well. I know we would do well, but I didn't want to trap myself, the business, or that person in anything that I wasn't even too sure about how we gonna make it, you know? But other than that, international investors have reached out, but you got to be making a lot of money in the millions and stuff, revenue for them to even want to invest in your business.
But I'm looking at like a Shark Tank kind of situation. You know what I mean? When you see something that absolutely could be a gold mine, and I absolutely think that about Women's Haven.
It is a gold mine. I mean, women will always be bleeding, right? Women will always have their periods. They will always need feminine care. And that's something that I mean, funding is something that has become a pain point for us. We are managing through our own, by managing our finances properly. That's how we have scaled and made it this far. But we are hoping to get something soon again. I hope I'm able to be blessed somehow with a grant again.
I hope so.
To be able to help us to be able to scale and continue to manage our scale across the region the way that we're, we have a lot of big plans. If we had more products, we would be in a lot more places, but we have to take our time and manage ourselves internally.
Right. And there's also that danger of when you grow too fast.
Yeah.
You lose that control, you lose that quality.
I don't want to lose that control. Like I still have all that, even though we have scaled without even trying, because it wasn't me out there scaling, they reached out. I have still able to manage ourselves while scaling without losing control over anything. That's why we suffer from stock runouts, because I'm not trying to do a bunch of stuff. We have to manage what we have. Make sure we have regulatory frameworks. When we get into certain countries, we have to do regulatory stuff to be able to sell products in that country. It's not always just go in a country and sell.
Right.
There's a lot more that comes along with it too,
And is that then handled by your partner countries who have paid the distributor fee?
Yes, between ourselves, we assist them. So because they're local, they would understand the laws, they would understand everything. I don't need to figure that out. And they guide me and we guide each other on making sure we're meeting the regulatory requirements to sell in the respective countries.
Okay. Now I want to ask you about the branding.
Okay.
Because you have said, yes, it's a bit of a taboo topic, right? Or a topic that people might feel embarrassed to talk about or not want to or something, right? Shy away from. So when it comes to branding, stuff like this, your marketing, I think you've done great with it. I always see it everywhere.
Thank you.
It's so for me, I think you do phenomenal with it. You've created a great brand.
Thank you. Branding. I remember when I first started to post on social media, they used to flag my posts when I used to talk about vaginas or saying that kind of things like that. But now that's eased up a bit. Locally or in general, marketing, I think it's still a taboo heavily in the marketing industry. If you want to advertise about periods, they're going to be like, you can't put no period. I can just probably say, buy feminine care products, Women's Haven, but not explain or educate or say much about periods because some marketing places, some publishers just think it should be kept private. It's not something that should be in a paper or should be in a magazine with periods and
we should be embarrassed about it.
Must be. I know I'm not embarrassed about my period. I tell everybody, you are a missed period. If you're alive, you're a missed period.
No.
Okay? So imagine. So why are you scornful? After about the population of female, that's what you're about, And it's so funny, online, you go see somebody getting their head shot off or something happening to them and blood. Everybody clicking and looking at that. But the minute you go show the blood on a pad, yeah, that nasty. What you mean?
It's a natural
what you mean?
cycle that our body goes through.
When you okay see somebody head chop off, some fight going on and all that. That's okay to see though. But anyway, you know.
Yeah. It's interesting, yeah, but it's these conversations.
Yes.
It's you continuing to do what you're doing.
Yes.
Different approaches to marketing that you could try still.
Yes.
That would make it a bit more,
We
I guess,
just do our own
normalized.
thing. Yeah, we don't use no border. Like if people would love to give us an opportunity to have a slot, sure, but we just do our own marketing on social media. We do it our own way. That's how we've made it this far through education, doing different things and getting the message out there in various different ways, you know.
Well, it's like I've said, I've heard your story a little bit. I know you've been on Radio Cayman before, and then it was moderating the panel with you that I just was like, wow, I loved everything that you said, and I was like, there's so much more of a story that I want to hear, that I want to get out of you, you know.
Yes.
We're about to go to the 9 a.m. headline news, but when we come back, just so I don't forget, I know that you are a 2026 honoree of the Caribbean and African Women of Impact. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I want to talk about what that award is when we come back after the 9 a.m. news.
Okay.
Covering Little Cayman Bride.
Cover me. Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
As part of this year's Carib Wave, the local National Emergency Notification System NENS app will emit loud alert tones, each lasting about 5 seconds between 10 and 11 a.m. today. For more information, visit caymanprepared.ky/tsunami. In international news, the price of gas has risen sharply in the United Kingdom and Europe following an attack on Qatar's Ras Laffan energy complex. In a strongly worded post, U.S. President Donald Trump has warned Iran against further attacks on Qatar after, quote, extensive damage to facilities there. The president also said the U.S., quote, knew nothing about Israel's attack on the South Pars gas field in Iran on Wednesday. Meanwhile, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the objectives of the war are, quote, unchanged and on target. Arab nations have issued a joint statement condemning Iran's, quote, deliberate attacks on its neighbors. And Kevin Spacey has agreed to an out-of-court settlement with 3 men who had sued the actor after accusing him of sexual assault. The civil cases had been due to go to trial at the High Court later this year, but those proceedings have now been frozen following the settlement. The men alleged that Spacey assaulted them between 2000 and 2013. The 66-year-old Oscar winner denies all allegations of wrongdoing. He was separately cleared of 9 sexual offense charges at a criminal trial in 2023. Those are your headlines. I'm Carsley Fuller.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
At HSA, we strive to provide the highest standard of care with compassion, integrity, and dedication. And so we say thank you, Cayman, for continuing to make us the most awarded organization on island by voting us the best of Cayman Islands in 9 medical categories. Your support reminds us why we do what we do, to serve the Cayman community with kindness and excellence. To find out more about our award-winning services, visit hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and in studio with me, I have Melesia Adderley. She is the founder and president of Women's Haven, women's feminine care line product. It's organic, it's trademarked, it's absolutely great. She's doing terrific things. I mentioned over 3 million of her products have been sold in 15 countries and over 100 retail stores. So, and also selling on Amazon. So she is...
Temu too.
Temu as well. She's killing it. Absolutely killing it. And I had mentioned right before the break that you are a 2026 honoree of the Caribbean and African Women of Impact.
Yes.
What is this award all about?
Yeah, so this is an award that is given out since I think it's the second year recognizing Caribbean and African women. It's in the U.S., out of the U.S., and they just recognize women across the region. Like, I don't know who these people are. I don't know much about them. They told me they've been following me for the past 2 years, watching what I've been doing. And they nominated me last year, and the award ceremony is supposed to be on this Saturday. I was mentioned on Fox 5 News in D.C. about bigging up the Cayman Islands. I mean, the Cayman was all over that. So, I mean, I was proud that Cayman is being recognized like that as well. What stood out to me is I was talking to you off air, like one of the honorees. You remember the movie Precious?
Yes.
And Gabby, who was there, she's actually an honoree as well.
Wow.
For this award, I was like,
I
what?
Think she's an award-winning actress, isn't she?
Yeah, she's like, she's an award-winning.
Yeah.
I was like, wow,
Yeah.
Melesia, it's really cool still. But,
Yeah.
I'm grateful.
That's kind of huge to be recognized on the same level as her. She's an international actress.
I know, and I was like, wow, look at that. So the like I said, the award ceremony is supposed to be on Saturday. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to make it because the funding didn't come through for that trip. But yeah.
I hope somehow in the next 24 hours, funding can come through for this trip. We can make it happen.
you
I'll
know.
talk to your husband and be like, you got to take care of the kids for 2 days here while we somehow get her to Maryland to accept this award.
I hear
Because
you.
come on, you're doing big things for Cayman. You're getting us on even more global stages.
Yes.
Not for tourism, not for finance, not for professional services, which is what we're very much known for. But for building
a business. Like, now people can see that Cayman, more than whatever they say about all kind of money thing, we can build businesses from the Cayman Islands as well. So I'm proud. Like, Cayman has been mentioned in so many rooms. I'm happy people say, I've never met someone from Cayman. So happy to meet somebody from Cayman. They're just so intrigued to, that I am from the Cayman Islands. So big up to Cayman.
Do you think Caribbean entrepreneurs are thinking too small?
Oh, yeah. I do believe so. Off the bat, I can say that strongly most because I mentor a lot of people as well. And most Caribbean entrepreneurs just think within their island. They don't think it's ever possible to reach anywhere else. And I know it comes with a lot of restrictions. Like I said, resources. If you want to be able to ship, for example, you can't really ship because, like, if you want to ship to another Caribbean country, you kind of got to go through the States and go there. And a lot of logistical things that hinder Caribbean entrepreneurs from scaling or even thinking about going globally. But it starts off with the mindset, in my opinion. Once your mindset is there, ain't nothing gonna be able to stop you. You're gonna create ways of doing things that people didn't really think of. Because that's how resourceful we are in the Caribbean. We already know how to makeshift stuff and go around and do this. So, for me, I'm not a US-based company. I don't have access to all these resources. I figured out how to scale from right here in the Cayman Islands because I did not have the opportunity to scale like other businesses do in other countries.
Okay.
So
I know I'm going all over the place right here. I keep forgetting to tell people if they want to call. We are taking your call. We have been the whole time. I just haven't mentioned it. I'm really sorry. So if you have a question for Melesia, please give us a call. 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037. Or you can WhatsApp, call, or text 925-3261. There's been some comments that have come through, so I'm going to read one of them right now. Good morning. I'm listening to your guest on The Buzz. It's so wonderful to hear her beautiful and original Caymanian accent, despite having such it says accompaniments. I'm thinking they meant accomplishments. My commendations to her for being so balanced.
Thank you very much. Born and bred Caymanian. Always. My accent will always remain, and I will still be eloquent with it. We can do great things with this accent.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it's pretty good. It is pretty good to me. I love it. I love what you're doing. I think it's great. So I'm going to now ask about the fact that you do homeschool 4 children.
Yes, I do.
So 4 children is pretty, that's a handful right there. That's a full-time job in my opinion.
Oh, yes.
So how do you run multiple businesses while homeschooling 4 children? What systems or routines make that possible?
I'm a very organized person. And when we talked about me being very ambitious in the beginning, I'm very organized with it as well. So I know how to compartmentalize myself and make sure I'm able to get what I need to get done. I know my children are homeschooled, and they've taught them to understand when mommy and daddy are busy, because my husband also works from home as well. So for me, it's not about being different people in my house. I'm a wife and I'm a mom. I'm a homeschool mom. And I all mesh that together in a way where it's respectable and balanced. While I'm doing Women's Haven, I understand the attributes of being a mom, because some of those skills also help when I'm having to talk to my team.
Mm-hmm.
They're not children, but those similar kind of skills kind of help with realizing when you got to train or mentor someone and stuff like that, and so on and so forth. I get to also teach my children how to run a business, what it takes to run a business from the Caribbean to build it at this scale. They've watched me from the ground up. My daughters, they work with me. Oh. They come to me, as a home, it's a part of their curriculum. They work with me. So they come, they know how to go in the back of Foster's, check off the products, how to, stack them on the shelf, how to merchandise them, all of that they do. And I pay them a salary. I have a bank account. I have a debit card, and I make them learn responsibility and what it's like to be what it's going to be like growing up. I make them feel like a timesheet. I say, if you don't provide me your timesheet, you can't get paid, And they'd be like, I can't remember. I said, yes, you got to remember your hours, what store you went, all this stuff. So I'm teaching them this little nuances about growing up in an adulthood. So it all comes together, with being a homeschool mom and an entrepreneur. I'm able to just respect all of my boundaries. If I have a meeting at home with my children, no, my husband be like, Mom is in a meeting. Don't come up, run up the stairs yelling, don't be screaming, making noise. Mm-hmm. Respect that I'm in a meeting, and I'll come back and find out what's happening later once I'm done. So it's all about, for me, is respecting each boundary, but I'm not separate people.
Do you ever have a thought of, okay, I'm going to put them in school. I need a little bit more time here to focus on a business or myself even.
Of course they weren't. Children will always be children, but my children have adjusted to homeschooling, and it's a choice of theirs to be homeschooled because we started it after the pandemic.
Okay.
But I've told them many times, I'm going to send you back to school if you don't listen, To me, that's a threat, because they be like, I don't want to go back there. Then they actually do what they got to do. So I have do my little baseless threat before, but I enjoy them being homeschooled too, though, because it's developed a relationship with my children that I can basically read their minds, because I'm just so close to them.
Your husband also.
Yes.
He's your husband, but he's also your business partner.
Yes, he is. My best friend, too.
Your best friend.
Yes.
I love it. You told me you've been married longer than you've been apart.
Yes, you've been married longer than you've been apart.
Which I think is amazing. That's a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
You don't see a lot of that anymore, so I love to see that.
We met in college, and I was 17, and we've been together over 20 years now.
Well, together you've started a third venture.
Yeah.
I think it's a third venture.
Well, he had Kingpin Apps before. That was actually the first business.
Okay.
My husband is actually the mindset behind entrepreneurial thinking and all of that. So when I met my husband, he always had his business, Kingpin Apps, which is a software development company. We work with small businesses to get them online, website, custom software, a lot of technical stuff. He's in the fintech space, so blockchain technology. It's like when I had Island Grub, I was one of the first to accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment. So people used to pay me as crypto for their delivery and their
people
food.
Actually did?
Yeah, girl.
I'm so still
it's the way forward. What do you mean, girl?
I'm still in the dark.
Topic of the next conversation, but girl, crypto, fintech is the way forward. But so his Kingpin Apps was actually the first, and he's been working with a lot of clients from a very long time, building mobile apps. He's worked with governments, law firms, and stuff like that. So he's the techie one behind all of us. And yeah, he's my best friend, my business partner. He built Women's Haven website, all my websites, everything technical he does for me.
Okay. You just told me yesterday that the front end of your website now was built via AI.
Yes, I built it using AI. That's correct. And he's now implementing it for me in the back end because he's a software developer, software engineer. So he's now taken my AI developed website. I was so impressed with AI. And he's now implementing it on my real website. It's going to be live soon. So I demoed it yesterday at the Caribbean AI Summit where I was a speaker at. So I demoed it yesterday there.
How do you shift between being co-founders and being husband and wife? And parents too, you know?
I know, right? I just think we are just a good mesh. When you are properly aligned, when you're equally yoked, if you say in the Christian world, good things happen. And when you find the right partner, everything they will understand you and you will understand them. They will respect you and you will respect them. We've always been best friends, so anything we got to do together, yeah, you may be like, babes, this, and he expects me to be this super techie person, and I want him to do everything techie for me. I'm like, how come you do it for your clients? You don't want to do it for me? And he'd be like, because I expect you to be able to know how to do it, little things like that, and all that administrative stuff, you'll come to me. We just work as a team because that's how you build a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
You got to work together. Nobody has built a legacy by themselves.
Right. And as you said at the very beginning, we're collaborating. The people at the top here were collaborating.
People at the top, the people at the bottom are always the ones that are fighting and bickering.
Right. And I know so much of our conversation, there's been so much said that people might feel really ruffled about, oh, I can't believe you're saying this, and the government doesn't have to support everybody, or whatever it might be. But this is very much the reality of what you're going through.
Yeah.
And if you haven't walked a day in Melesia's shoes, you can't really comment on these experiences.
Yeah.
She's sharing them.
Yeah.
So we can understand what it's like.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important.
It's built from a genuine place, and anybody who knows you can tell you that I built Women's Haven from a genuine place. Like, I wanted to be a professor. Who thought about wanting to sell? Who grows up wanting to sell feminine care products? We all hit our period. We don't want to be selling products for it now too.
But you saw a gap in the market. So
Right.
marketing is all about finding something that people need and creating a product for them, for them to come to you.
Exactly.
You exactly, like I'm in marketing, but I've never done that.
Yeah, it's a purpose-driven brand. That's a brand built on purpose. When you're solving a problem, those are the kind of companies and brands that seem to last the test of time.
Yes.
Because you're solving a problem rather than just picking up something because you see somebody else doing it and you think it look good. What's the foundation that it was built on?
Yep. We're going to take, this is now our final commercial break. So let's take our final commercial break. Then there's a couple of quotes you said that I want to go over and pick your mind about because I love them.
Okay.
It's back. It's crispy. It's delicious. St. Ignatius Youth Ministry presents Friday Fish Fry Nights. 5 weeks of flavor. February 27, March 6, 13, 20th, and the 27th. Serving from 5 until 7:30 p.m. at the St. Ignatius School Canteen. Dine in or take out. Menu includes fried or baked snapper $17 or mai $15. Served with fries or rice, coleslaw, escovitch, fritters, and more. Drinks just $1. Free desserts while they last. Eat good, do good. Every bite supports our youth ministry trip to the Steubenville High School Youth Conference in Orlando, Florida this summer. Come hungry, leave happy. See you there.
Saturday, April 18th, will be the gathering of the future. The gathering of budding scientists, budding botanists, budding engineers, budding medical specialists, marine biologists, systems architects, and much, much more. The Rotary Central Dr. Bill Rudy Science Fair will be at the Arc Commander Bay 8 a.m. to 12 noon. The gathering of the future. Students from over 15 schools across Cayman. Save the date, April 18th. The Rotary Central Dr. Bill Rudy Science Fair, sponsored by CUC, supported by the Cayman Motor Federation. Sign up today. RotaryScienceFair.ky. The future is sparking.
The Hazard Management Cayman Islands advises the public that the Cayman Islands will participate in a regional tsunami exercise, Caribe Wave, on Thursday, March 19, 2026 between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. As part of the exercise, the National Emergency Notification System, or the NENS app, will be used to send simulated alerts, including earthquake, tsunami advisory, and all clear messages. These notifications will be issued in a low to moderate alert tone as part of the exercise. This is only an exercise, and there is no tsunami threat to the Cayman Islands. For more information, contact Hazard Management Cayman Islands at hmci@gov.ky. Remember to download the NENS app today by visiting caymanprepared.ky/NENS.
When life feels busy, it's time to slow down and tune in. Breeze 105.3 FM gives you the timeless hits, smooth favorites, and the music that feels like home.
Cannot express how much you mean to me.
Switch now and ride the breeze.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm here with Melesia Adderley. She's the founder and president of Women's Haven. We've had a great conversation so far. Thank you for sticking out with me this almost entire 2 hours. I've mentioned that you're in 15 countries. Yes. Let's list off those countries.
Yes, I'm just going to tell you that. So I wanted to mention we're in the Cayman Islands, we're in the Bahamas, Jamaica, Barbados, Grenada, Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Montserrat, Belize, St. Kitts and Nevis, as well as in the U.S., and we're sold online in the U.K., and we're now in Central America in Panama.
Yeah.
And we probably have one more country coming soon in the Caribbean. I won't say yet, but I'll announce it soon.
Okay, awesome. I just think that's absolutely incredible. You've done incredible things, and what an inspirational story.
Thank you.
I want to ask about some of my favorite quotes that you have said. So one of them is... The blueprint is believing in yourself. The cheat code is discipline and consistency, because success is built on habits and not luck.
Yes, I say that all the time. That's one of my favorite things. I close off all of my stuff saying I have it right here to say if you didn't say that. But yes, that is something I think it's very, very important. The blueprint is really believing in yourself. I used to suffer from imposter syndrome. You know how it is in Cayman.
Unfortunately, yeah.
You just don't want nobody to see your face. You don't want nobody to have nothing to say. You know, you just try and live a quiet life with your family. You don't want no problems with nobody. You just trying to live a regular life, being a normal human, trying to give back to the community and do something well for your family and yourself. And, you know, I struggled a lot with coming out, you know, and being public with my, you know, being the face behind Women's Haven and stuff like that. So I always said to myself, and only when I did that and I started to believe in myself, when I got over imposter syndrome, that I was able to see myself continue to excel. And it's like, if you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect someone else to believe in you?
Yeah. Exactly.
You have to believe in yourself so much that the world can't help but believe in you too.
Yeah.
And with that, whenever you're executing your task, whatever it is, it's consistency is so important. I know we hear that a lot in entrepreneurship, lots of people saying it. And discipline is because it's a repetitive type of behavior for an extended period of time before you can see results. I'll give you an example. When I was expanding to different countries, first country, nobody cared. Second country, nobody cared. Third country, so no one cared. I had to keep going. I couldn't just stop because no one cared. I had to stay disciplined. I had to stay consistent. I had to keep believing in myself. It wasn't until I reached about 12 countries that people started to believe in me, especially here in Cayman.
How did that make you feel?
The resilience I had to build up. I used to feel so bad. Like, why does nobody care? Like, I'm trying to offer free. I used to want to give out free products to everybody. Like, and I'm like, why doesn't no one care? Like, I'm really trying to care about the health of women and girls. Yeah. And I realize how drastic a change in your feminine hygiene can affect your entire life. I just wanted to give back, but no one really seemed to care. But until I reached about 12 countries, then they was like, oh, Women's Haven all over the place. And like, you know, started to give me credit then and started to believe in me then. But if I didn't believe in myself up until this point, I couldn't get you to believe in me too. So that's the premise behind.
That's huge. That's very, very powerful.
Behind that.
There's a couple things that you've said in there that absolutely resonate with me. One of them is imposter syndrome.
Oh, God.
I've had it.
Oh, yeah.
Working in government, I've had it. They can ostracize you. I'm just going to say that. I know I might get in trouble for that, but it can happen.
It's hard.
And so in saying that, how did you get out of your imposter syndrome? Because I know we have a lot of listeners that feel the same as I do.
I went through a life transformational coaching session, and it helped me to be accountable to the change I know I needed to make, because as a mentor and a coach myself, I knew I was suffering from imposter syndrome. I just didn't know how to get rid of it on my own. I needed someone to help me, because I've been giving back to my team who was pouring into me. And when I got to that point and I realized, I started to look up other successful people out there, and all of them had a coach or a mentor, but I somehow don't have one. Okay. So I was like, I need to go invest in this. And when I did that, it really helped me to overcome all of that. Just believe in myself and believe in my mission. And when I did that, that's when last year I got the most recognition, international recognition, for my journey and my brand, because I just believed in myself. It was hard because you feel everybody going to judge you. You feel people going to be like, have something to say. Like, nobody wants to be judged. Nobody wants to feel uncomfortable, you know?
No.
But you can't hide behind any brand. And I met with some wealthy people when I first started out, and they tried to find out if I could hide behind a brand. They were like, no, Melesia. No successful person can really hide behind a brand, not a type of brand like this.
Yeah. I'm glad you put your face out there and that you did that transformational coaching for yourself.
Yes.
I think that is a huge tip that you shared right there.
Yeah, it really helped.
There's another part of what you just said as well when, before I had asked that question, how you got rid of the imposter syndrome when you were first talking about it, you said that you just kind of wanted to stay quiet behind the scenes. Now, for myself, I've had a lot of people say, oh, she too hype, or she enough. And I was like, huh? And, I'm Canadian. I was brought up in Canada. My mom raised me to be very independent. And I saw a lot of injustice as a child and became very vocal about things. I've always been vocal about things. And I realized I did that for a little bit here. I quieted myself to appease people who don't even like me, who were intimidated or threatened by my voice. And okay, yeah, maybe sometimes it's obnoxious. I don't mean to be like that all the time, but you live and learn. I'm not going to be perfect. But I, on the flip side, had so many women come to me throughout my life and be like, I wish I could be outspoken like you. Yeah. Thank you for saying this. You're my voice for something. And I hold on to that because I'm like, that is who I'm doing this for. Myself, yes, but not the ones that are telling me to be quiet because, what do they say? Well-behaved women rarely make history per se, right?
Right.
But in learning that you can't keep your voice quiet anymore.
You can't. You really have to believe in yourself and whatever capacity that takes. You don't have to be the most obnoxious one in the room. You don't have to be the most loudest. But once you believe in yourself, the world can't help but believe in you too.
All right. If someone in Cayman today, we got a couple minutes left, so I want to make sure that we, I don't know if this is going to be too much time to give you this question. So before I go there, maybe I'll say that you've said that empowerment shifted your mindset from survival to ownership thinking. I think that's a very powerful phrase that you said right there. What does that actually look like in how you make your business decisions today?
For me, when you own something, it's so great. Like, you don't really have to worry about the noise when you own it. And with that, it eliminates a lot of the external stress that you would encounter when you can't make a decision because you are dependent on someone else. So having ownership gives you that extra bit of cushion to be able to make informed decisions without being forced to. safe any other way.
Ownership, accountability reminds me of accountability very much so.
Yes.
My mom said, if you expect people to be accountable, expect not to have many friends.
Exactly.
I was like, wow, Mom, thanks for that one. All right, we got a couple minutes here.
I tell people as well, one of parts of my other quotes that I always tell people, that if you want to do something and if you are afraid or worried about the cost of going for it, just think of the price of staying exactly where you are.
I actually was going to ask you that exact quote myself.
Yeah.
You somehow know the two exact quotes. That very much resonated with me.
I mentor so many people, and I see it over and over and over and over and over again. They're always afraid to start. They're always afraid to do something. Yeah. But what about the cost of staying exactly where you are right now?
The time will pass anyway.
Anyway.
That's what my thing is. The time is going to pass anyway.
Anyway.
Get it done.
Get it done.
Yeah. So you got about a minute or two here if you wanted to leave any other thoughts for our listeners about building a global brand. What are the first maybe 3 strategic decisions that they need to get right, or any other things that you want to leave with our listeners?
I think the biggest thing is your mindset. Get your mindset right and everything else will fall in place. And the last part of one of my quotes is, your mindset is the software that runs your entire life. So make sure you upgrade it accordingly.
And that was one on LinkedIn that I loved. But I didn't go back. I know she posted that a while ago, and I didn't go back and look for that one.
Yes.
There's another comment that I want to read. It says, wonderful to see the face behind the product and brand. I use the wipes and usually buy from Foster's.
Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you that support Women's Haven. It means a lot to me. It's more than just a business trying to make money. I'm trying to help girls and women across the region just feel good about themselves. Yeah. One less thing to stress about.
And solving a problem for them.
Yes. Thank you so much, Kayman. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. This was an amazing interview. I thank you for giving me the time. I know how busy you are.
Yes.
And when you said, Kathy, I'll do this for you, I was like, thank you.
I have another meeting this afternoon at Credit Union Women's Roundtable. So I'll be there tonight there.
Okay, awesome. Hopefully people can sign up. So if you want to find out, contact the Credit Union and see if you can hang out and hear more from Melesia.
Thank you so much, Kathy.
No problem. We'll hopefully be doing this again, and I can't wait to hear about great things where you've gone more in the future. I know we could go more, but, time is a thing.
Yes, I appreciate every moment. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Have
Everybody else, have a great Thursday and have a great rest of the weekend.
The Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. And Automotive Art Cayman, your car, our passion. And by Dorman Day, celebrating 10 years of opening doors to brighter futures.